Alright guys, welcome back for another video. I'm working on the Sidewinder. I'm doing these tunnel braces here on the Procross chassis. On the other side, I already did it. It was, I could tell there was starting to be some movement in here, and these are known to crack. So Barn Parts has these plates that we're going to put in right here. Let me tell you something, I'm already ahead of you guys. I had to drop the rear of my skid down. So I have the Sidewinder on my lift table. It's kind of hard to see, I have a lot of stuff in the garage, but up in the attic I have a plate of steel, or actually angle iron, that goes across the two beams with a nut welded on it, and I got a great big threaded hook into it. And then I got that coming down to a chain with a lifting strap. And what I do is I just bring this table up or down to line it up or whatever I need to do. These chassis can be a real, or these skids can be a real pain in the ass to put back in. But first things first, now that I got the other side done, I just want to mention too in this video, I screwed up a couple rivets, so I'm going to be short a rivet or two. So I'm going to go ahead and put it all back together, and I'll finish up the last rivet or two when I'm all done. But first things first, we got to get this bolt out that holds your Procross. I've had this skid out before, so everything's got blue Loctite on it. And what I'll do is I'll clean up all this Loctite. I'll run a chase through there. Now let me tell you, the other side was a real bear to line up. That's why I have the rear of the skid loose. I kind of had to get in here and pull the crossbar back and kind of get it all lined up. It was tough, I'm not gonna lie. So there's no videos on putting these in that I found. So I want to make you guys one because I know other people are doing this too. So this is gonna go on just like this. So I have to see where we need to drill in this tunnel here. Looks like that. So we're gonna drill this rivet out and this rivet, these two rivets here. And then I'll put the rivet in and I'll get everything lined up. We'll knock the other holes in. In the kit, they do give you a couple extra rivets, at least mine did, but I made a mistake and used a shitty rivet gun that I had that I threw in the garbage and got a pneumatic one, but they're multi-grip rivets. They're 3/16, I believe, from what I've found and measured. So what you're going to want to do is take a number 10 or number 11 drill bit. These two rivets here got to come out. These are factory rivets. Nice sharp bit. Not a big deal. Get this one out of here. Get it off. Get this one out. Now you are going to have to open up those holes just a hair. Let me get a punch and a hammer. Take yourself a punch and a hammer and knock these factory rivets through. You might have to drill them out. The top one knocked right out for me. Bottom one. Yeah, bottom one I'm going to have to drill out. Just like that. Open up your top hole a little bit. Like I said, number 10 or 11 drill bit. Now, wipe this off. Let me get a rag and clean that up. Now what I did on the other side here is, actually, before we do that, they powder coat these brackets so you can see the rivet won't fit in. So I just take the drill bit and ream them out a little bit. No, they're not going to be perfectly straight, but it's just soft aluminum. You can put it in a vise, but you're going to tear up all the powder coating. So you have to open up these holes just a little bit. So she'll sit on there. Make sure your backside's nice and flush. Now, like I said, I'll start with the two factory holes that are already here. These rivets, I'll tell you, the rivets they give you, they're really tight fitting. I might have to run a little bit bigger of a drill through there, or ream them out a little bit. Yep, let me clean those holes out a little bit more. Okay, now that I got the two rivets lined up with the factory holes, I got an air riveter, get it hooked up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these two rivets in first. That'll kind of get everything lined up for us. I'm gonna hold this one just like that, guys. Real easy. I want to make sure that that bracket is lined up nice and good with the hole for the cross shaft, the Pro Cross shaft. Just like that. Now what I'll do is I'll take and drill my 3 other holes out here, put the rivets in, put the bolt back in the Pro Cross, obviously with Loctite, and I can already tell I'm going to have to wiggle it around and move it around. It did move out of position, so it's kind of hard to show on camera, but I'm going to have to get underneath here and kind of wiggle it and move it and make sure I get it started by hand so we're not cross-threaded. So we'll drill these other holes out. Just want to make sure there's nothing in the back of this chassis here. That's weird, there's a rivet there. Alright, we'll drill these out. I'm not going to bore you guys showing you drilling them all out. Alright guys, like I said, I'm 2 rivets short because I screwed them up trying to use a hand riveter. I did try one of those big 2 handle riveters like this. You can't get it in there, it's a waste of time, it's a pain in the ass. I've had many riveters. Let me tell you something, just go buy an air riveter, save yourself the grief. Make sure you push it all the way in, pull the handle, you're done. And it comes out super nice, doesn't tear up the black finish on the rivet like your handheld rivet guns do. So I'm actually really happy with the purchase there of that. Now I got to get the Loctite. I'm going to try to show you guys this on camera. Well, actually it looks like I'm going to get lucky this time. And actually I was able to just grab the skid like this and kind of line it up. The other side was a pain. I did check to make sure my Pro crossbar wasn't bent. I've heard that about these, but I don't jump this sled. Might be more for the longer tracks or the guys are really crossing the ditches and tearing it up out there. I'm more or less a corner rider. Let me get some blue Loctite. We'll tighten her up and we'll wrap the video up. Getting a little low on Loctite. Like I said, I use it on all my suspension bolts on my sled. You should. It's a good idea. These things really take a lot of vibration, a lot of abuse. Now I'll go ahead and run this in. And I'll crack it. I don't know a torque spec. I probably should. But I'm not going to run it with the impact. I'm going to just crank it by hand. And then I'll show you real quick in this video how the lift table will help me align that back. I just wanted to mention as I wrap up this video, or before I wrap it up, in the video you see me put the wrong bolts in the wrong spots like an idiot. I wasn't paying attention. These 2 rear, or these 2 longer ones, they're going to go in the Pro crossbar, and the shorter ones are going to go in the back of your skid. You might have seen it on camera, so I just wanted to add that in the video. Okay, like I said, I got the chassis hanging from the ceiling. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring the sled up. Might help if I get some air. This lift is air over hydraulic. I really love this damn thing. Alright, now you can see the skid starting to go back up. We got to make sure it doesn't pinch that track. Definitely don't want to tear that up. And we'll see how the alignment looks. Scoot it over a hair. Wish I had 2 people here, guys, but let's keep bringing her up. See the bolts starting to go right in their home? Now it's just going to be a matter of fighting it back into position. I might have to crank the rear skid tension down or drop these springs. I'll let you know what it winds up taking in a minute. Hopefully you guys can see what I did. I'll go on the other side. I got this side lined up. Yeah, you could take these springs off, boom, drop the tension. I'm not going to do all that. Done it before. You come over here on this side. You can see what I did is I got a ratcheting strap wrapped around the top there, coming down to the front here, and I just cranked it up, started to drop her down, and as you can see, well, this side, it's because my lift, I'm lifting from this side, so once I get the other side in, I'll be able to manipulate it. But make sure you use blue Loctite on the bolts, and if you are working on SRX, The reason I got this extra, well, I had an extra rivet, I had two actually in the package, was you have this bolt here, be sure to put that back on. There's a clamp on the other side that holds your IQS shock adjustment, your electronic shocks, so I gotta get that back on. That's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. I want to say thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Probably on the next one I'm gonna be putting the mechanical power steering from Barn parts on this, and then after that we'll dig into the chain case and we'll put some goodies in the motor and put another tune in it. So thanks for watching.